Welcome back to my lovely HP community and the 5D collective. As we conclude our lovely day, let's chit chat about the empowered feminine vessel and the thread that creates true love, romance, and intimacy. So if you're new, you can tune in to the first episode of the day if you want to get the gist of what that lovely thread is. But essentially, it's your open heart and your body. And as a 5D Mystic Empowered Feminine, I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea on how it works when you know true love, romance, and intimacy. So it's because you love yourself first. You are you with flaws and imperfections, and you have integrity. And then you're allowing yourself, woman, man, or they, it doesn't matter, to be who you are in romantic relationship that is a potential. So when you get to the one and the ones and the potential of anyone, with twin flame and flames, you'll know what that means, but you'll also know that you don't get destabilized. You don't actually forget that you and I, so for mystic, God, source, universe, that we're all one big ball of energy and a happy family, and that we are here to learn how to embody unconditional love, number one, and that we will empower ourselves as we keep doing this. So this is beautiful, the restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating, mindfully living and loving person. / also spiritually. Okay, so you put mindset, mindfulness, and mindsight skills into practice with the inner growth journey. We get to embark on being self-empowered individuals, one-to-one mentorship, mindset once we have the tears out, and so on and so forth. So if you're new, again, go tune into other ones. You can hear more about that. But in the meantime, mystic here. Empowered feminines are very different than those who are masculines who are not empowered, and distorted feminines who are not empowered. So what I will just let you know from the bat is that masculines that are not empowered are automatically distorted feminines, because they don't have access to their body. Distorted feminines, they have access, they just overreact because they don't know safe haven, secure base. They don't know self-regulation. The masculines also don't know self-regulation. They go rigid, and so that's how I'm going to break it down to you. But obviously it's not a 1, 2, 3. I'm just giving you a gist of the idea, and it's based on the energetic imprint. They don't have to be man or woman. That doesn't have anything to do with it. But I'm a woman, and yes, for me, my masculines are men and distorted feminines are women. Although I do have some women that are masculines now that I remember, because there are 4D mystics that I know. So that's the part where it's interesting, because every one of them who will have had their third eye blocked doesn't have introception and introspection and self-awareness and accountability or regulation. So they tend to be people who don't know healthy self-worth, and they don't own their 0-1-year-old, so they don't know true love yet. I own my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old, so I do know true love, which is why if you bring to me humbug when all I want is a groovy kind of love, yeah, I'm not going to have you as my partner at all, because you don't know how to make me feel better when I'm sad or when I'm afraid, and that's not going to cut it. And so number one, also you don't know how to do emotions, so you don't know how to have fun with sadness. You don't know, like the Zen master, that's not laundry, because you don't know how to use your prefrontal cortex. So that's going to be uninteresting. Let me think, what else? Oh, you're going to make up some bullshit story about Lucifer, evil, and get crappy with humans, and then you're going to really bring in the mood, and then that's really going to be unnecessary, because we all know the environment is in danger. I don't need you to be lack of creative entrepreneur with me right now. Actually, that's really going to cramp my style as an entrepreneur myself, because content creator, marketer, but also working with successful human beings who are smart is my idea of what I get to network with anywhere and always. So by being here, I'm going to network with smart human beings, which is why I can't have somebody next to me who's not stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable, and fun. You don't know how to have fun. You don't know romance. You don't know intimacy. You don't know love, because you also don't know how to use your brain, mind, or self. Now, while I have the biggest compassion in the world for a lot of people, I got determined with Robert Sapolsky, who says we don't have free will, and an avoidant on screen who says she's not going to do anything with her therapy because people are fucked up. And I got a fancy man and woman too who have millions who follow them, and other human beings who have millions who follow them, who actively appreciate their content. In the meantime, none of them are appreciating, no, some are, Patrick Jehan, Terry Real, but not enough. Okay, so when you find the smart therapists who are helping people to learn to love themselves, and they don't have as many views as the ones who are helping people to not love themselves, well, let me think. Yes, the masculines are, as always, dumb, so are the distorted feminines, because they choose to hone in on their pain point And their pain point is not something that is fabulous. It's a brain that is scanning their self and others with a 0 to 8-year-old with their adaptive child from yesterday's news, and their patterns of behavior basically are from their childhood trauma. So no, we're not fond of noticing how traumatized people continue to think they're doing badass things, if you will, and they're not. Okay, so it's hard to love. No, it's not hard to love. That person needs a good therapist so she can love herself, and then no, it's easy to love because, it's not hard. At least that's for, again, an empowered feminine, because my body knows what love is. It's easy. It's kind. It's authentic. I'm not afraid to fuck it up because I can't actively fuck it up. Now, I can actively not succeed at helping a person who's afraid of love to be not afraid of love, because that's not my job. So I can, though, acknowledge that I will potentially fail because my state of safety isn't enough to help you remember and or really help you welcome love at all. And the fact that you won't welcome it will not be on my end. It will be on your end to notice, wait a minute, did I just resist and act in a way that was reactive to a person who's being kind, loving, compassionate, and nice to me? And that is the cue of a masculine, distorted feminine to go and become self-aware, accountable, regulating with a therapist like Patrick Tiahan, which is not what many people will do. But then again, some will. Eventually, after they've basically almost, hit crash and burn is what you hear usually. And I'm not really fond of hearing that either. I'm like, okay, so it took you how many tries before you figured out that there was some shit going on with your body, meaning your emotions? I see. So an empowered feminine will not be like, wow, let me tell people how amazed I am at how many times it took them to notice that their 0 to 8-year-old, their self, needed them. That's how it works when you're an empowered feminine. So true love is easy because it is. It's meant to be, because I know what true love is, because it's easy inside of an empowered feminine. The ones who find it hard, we get it, they're healing, and they're the ones who will come on over here so they can have healthy self-worth partners, and not ones who do characterological distinctions or judgments when they fall back on their maladaptive patterns, because they will need help. As Kylie does with her boyfriend, they need each other to get out of that which is yesterday's news. Since trauma is relational, romance actually is what can support that person to get at the very bare minimum. You need one secure attachment figure, not connection. The one person for safe haven, secure base. If you're monogamous, if you're polyamorous and not polygamous, because polygamy is another part of polyamory, but some are polyamorous. The securely attached polyamory are what you want to make sure you got. Not somebody says, you're not poly enough, or basically makes fun of you, or tries to have you become poly, or basically says, okay, I'm not going to be poly anymore because you're not. Those aren't empowered people. Those are basically like the teenagers I met that at a certain point, I'm like, I'm not trying to copy anyone. I mean, I know I fell for the peer pressure too, but I just did that because, like all of you, I was insecure, but I chose, I'm going to be secure now. So I choose Maria, and I'm going to keep doing this. So when people say, you should change, I'm like, not really. I didn't ask you to change me. I'm Maria. You don't have to be here. So true love, it doesn't end because you're being yourself, and it's not hard. Romance also, what's fun about romance? It's when it's intimate. That's the only time. So I can romance myself in a very, very great way. Obviously, when you have empowered masculines, they can romance too, because they're always on. Oh, empowered feminines, always on. When someone says, you can't always be on, you're like, wow, distorted feminines and masculines, you're so awesome. No, 3D, 4D, go away. Shishu, there's a fancy woman and man in suit. They're going to let you do all your visceral shit. I'm not there. I'm in the state of safety over here. Don't come near me. I want a groovy kind of love when I'm sad and blue and afraid. And actually, you know what I want? I really, really want when I'm sad. When I'm sad or I'm afraid, what I want is catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away. And then I also want when the rhythm wants to sway, dance, right? No, and here's the other one I want. You may be right, I may be crazy, but it might just be a lunatic you're looking for. And then wait for it. Let's think. Hold on. I know I got some more going on, but I'm not going to sing them all. I love to love. And my baby, he loves to dance, and he loves to live and laugh and learn and not cast stones. That's what I want. So somebody who makes you laugh, somebody who doesn't make you cry, somebody who doesn't get angry, and somebody who doesn't talk down to us, especially when you're a mystic. Yes, we don't need no person. It's only dreams. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you know what? Let me leave it alone, shall I? Yes, I'm just not joking right now. So what I love about my masculines that are mystics is that they know what it is to be a mystic. So there's plenty of them. Come on over, empowered feminines and empowered masculines, because mindfully living and loving people are who we are here at 5D land, and also spiritually living and loving. But we make fun of each other in a good way. So you can tease about our clairs. We get it. They're dreams, but they're not dreams. You get what I'm saying? Good. So yeah, true love never ends. It's really, if there's one thing this empowered feminine can tell you, be around 5D mystics. Come on over, because 4D, they don't know shit. I'm sorry. They just keep on calling Lucifer out, demons out. They don't take their body seriously, so they don't go and get themselves healed, so they don't enjoy their clairs. They have a brain receptor, goes wonky, and I'm not even joking. I've seen pseudo-aliveness more times than I would want from people who think they know about how to do stuff that they don't. But then again, we have flat earthers. So you have a lot of groups that are simply going to be Cuscos together and Peter Pans. They're having a good time. That's their solace. They're more interested in being able to be in their visceral, like Mean Girls. You know Mean Girls, Hangover? Okay, so they're going to be not Luciferian, no. It's unresolved trauma, 16-year-old version of themselves on a high. They're using neuroplasticity in their karma wheel, and they're having a good time. And here's why, whether you want to talk to me about determined with no free will or God with free will, God is benevolent, always God wins, by the way, so we don't have a worry about anything. Lucifer can't. Also, he's not the real deal. Please stay grounded. So again, I know that some people are not here yet. I'm a mystic and I am here. And I do know there's no demon in the head. I also know that you have hell in your body when you have trauma, and that there is a plane of that lower, but people watch a bunch of shitty TV too, and then they come up with the most shittiest, horrible nightmare shit, and people watch it. I've told people that actually have types of experiences, look, get yourself to a therapist if you want. Actually, I advise it highly because, but I can't do more than say, it's really clear to me that you have a situation going on with anger. You might want to go so you can work with that. And they say, yeah, and they're not sure. And then they tell me about the monsters they see. And that they're afraid of monsters, but they'll watch nightmare shit. I'm like, okay, you don't help yourself when you're watching that type of movie, and then you're telling me what you see. And I'm trying to inform you of how Patrick McNamara explains how the brain works. So how about you get yourself helped? Keep watching whatever you want. But if you get, no, but I know it's pretend. Yeah, no, I know you know it's pretend. Because they're saying, no, I'm not scared of TV. I'm just scared of when I'm having the experiences. And I'm saying, yes, I understand that, because your embodied brain doesn't have a window of tolerance that's expanded, and you don't know how to navigate your nervous system to self-regulate. And so again, people will disregard data that can help them feel better, but then they go and do shit that doesn't help their imagination. And get my drift? Powered feminine here. I'm not impressed by people who keep wanting to use Lucifer's name for nothing more than people who don't go and get healed, because they'll say, neuroscience. It's pseudoscience. No. I'm pseudoscience, neuroscience. There's a difference, and you'll know who the experts are because they're researchers and they work with their colleagues and they have specific types of conversations, and they're not actively putting down other scientists. They're also not putting down mystics, the smart scientists. They are not putting down holistic. Smart anyones aren't putting down shit, because that's why they're smart. They use two sides of their brain. Otherwise, they're just I'm on this side, and then that's on that side, and that's half of the piece of the information. So smart human being, like, okay, I got that complete end of the spectrum. Gonna go get the other complete end of the spectrum. Bring them to the middle. No, I'm gonna go grab the middle people. If maybe I want, I'll read the end of the spectrums. You figure out who's at the end of the spectrum, and you say, I want smart data. I don't want data that's actually the one focus. We need all collaborators are here, but the ones that we learn from are the smart ones. The ones who are one focused and enamored with themselves, they're the Peter Pans and Lost Boys that the monkey brain, dull brain, and butterfly brain follow around, and they're all cut off from Purusha Prakriti because they choose to act fancy like that woman. I'm avoidant. I'm going to tell you about avoidance because you're picking on us. And I don't want to go to therapy because I'm doing a good job. And I don't want to do journaling mindfulness because why should I? All people are fucked up. Not really, but if that's your excuse and you feel good about now Peter Pan, Lost Boy, whatever you are, having a guru that's going to say, yay, we like your content, give us more. That's why some people, they get really, really upset. A coach, for attachment as she gets on screen, and she is intense. And guess who she helps? Anxious attachment. Now she does styles, and I know all about styles, even though I know more about categories, but really categories are the real deal. Styles are for the grown-ups who want to, get into relationships. And I'd say go to Terry Real first, get yourself to earn secure attachment category, and then, you'll be fine. In the meantime, we got this coach. She's doing anxious attachment styles, and she does get pretty intense. She's like a little boot camp lady on screen, and I'm even like, oh my gosh, okay, and I'm a securely attached one, but I don't like you. You're way too intense. What are you doing? And she gets on screen one day, and she's like, and I try so hard, and da-da-da, and then somebody comes and says I'm intense, and I'm like, wow, you should take that as a compliment. They tell me you're confident, but yeah, you are also intense. And I was already thinking, like, I don't know how anxious is going to react to this. I don't think they want you because you're all up in their face. I mean, I know I'm up in your face, but I'm not like, even though... Here's the deal. Guess what the avoidant and anxious and non-securely attached people want disorganized too? Yeah, so you remember Stromboli and Patrick Tiahan. People will actively go out of their way to go and be in more of that low self-esteem, indirect communication, treat me like shit relationships. And that's why 4D and 3D, I don't look at them at all, because they really don't know what they're talking about in their visceral. In the meantime, I know what I'm talking about, and that's why true love, it's easy, it's kind. Intimacy only happens if you know intimacy with yourself. Romance can't turn off, not an empowered feminine. You could try, it won't go anywhere. And that's why, again, I love to love, and my baby, he loves to laugh, and he loves to love, and he loves to learn, and he loves to get all softened, when he is also, she or they, in their ventral vagal state. This is really nice. So the ventral vagal state, when you see any of that, you will know if you are empowered too, as a feminine, because that's what an empowered feminine looks like. It's this. And I don't know what it's like to not like people who have integrity. And I also know the difference when there's the fake people. They don't have integrity because they're not humble. Their vase is empty. So they're armored shut in. And therefore I will perceive that I got a figure in front of me. I got a face. I'll even be talking to you. Actually, I'm mesmerized. I had this one experience. Oh my gosh, as they're looking at me, I'm like, this is really amazing. I know there's an armor here. And I had just learned about the dark sides of neuroplasticity and people armoring themselves shut in. And I was like, wow, okay, I know you weren't armored in 3 years ago. Now you are. And you're lying through your teeth. And if I didn't know the truth, I might actually potentially believe you. But my gut is like, something's off. Because there's a armored suit in front of me. There's not a person. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, you are adorable. And at the same time, this is just, wow, I can't even begin. And in my head, I'm just thinking, I'm going to tell a story. Oh, this is one of my Oversoul members. Yeah. And as they're lying through their teeth, I say, let me just, let's just pretend I believe you, because apparently you want me to believe you. Do you think you learned anything from what you did? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lesson for you here. Nope. It's all on you. Really? Is it now? Well, no, it's not. And there you go. So in these instances, we are not like, oh my God, how horrible. It's more of, oh, this is so sad. I really wish that they would awaken to their two sides of the brain, but they need to now actively, willfully want to go to work with a good therapist, them, the clan, all of it. And they won't. And it's none of my business. So we just, leave it alone. But other people, they have a lot of different things to say. Empowered feminines, not really. True love, romance, intimacy. It gets fun every day more, because why wouldn't it? We know love and romance and laughter. Come and join us. And FYI, the ones who don't want it, they're happy with their visceral stuff and all those yucky movies. And then they keep on doing the chit chat of Lucifer, not Lucifer, and you name it. Meantime, we know where the future's headed. It's really nice to know that the 5D frequency continues to thrive. Ascension energies, we had a full moon. It reminded you all about what the new moon told you. It's time for some love for some of y'all. The ones who don't have the guts, I told you already what to do. Get the guts going. You got guts. I know you got guts. Ding, 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 ding. It's not good at times. Moving on. We also have the holidays upon us, so whoever needed to hear that. It's not going to get less scary to speak your heart's truth. I'm just letting y'all know. I mean, I always, when it's happened, have gotten excited. So an empowered feminine can tell you all about how it feels when you're like, ooh, I get to have a new person in my life, and I get to tell them, let me think, oh, wait, should I stay or should I go now? No, it's none of that. It's more like, And then you also know how to have fun with a lot of other things, but I'm going to keep that one all private. So I love the excitement of being able to embrace true love, romance, intimacy. Why would you ever not want it, except for those who are afraid of it? So again, I get it from the end of the spectrum of the smart therapist to inform me. I'm here with the people who can be mindfully living and loving as your true selves, and spiritually self-empowered enlightenment. Individuals who are mystics and not mystics, but we're all here together, healing trauma seriously, new stories, being ourselves seriously, also making fun of, well, anybody who will have a lame-ass excuse for why they won't go. And, at the end of the day, somebody's going to say, that's not right. Well, it's not right that you go and pick on Kylie, who's healing, and give her hate mail. She's a narcissist, and her boyfriend's a sociopath, and they're authentically healing. So I'm going to say that they really got a lot of work, and they need more support, not less. And so, I'm just saying, I support all people that are willfully healing. None of them actually complain about any of what is said. You have emotions and thoughts. You can access equally both, unlike what the Zen master thinks. They're not hard. It takes time, yes, and your want. And when people are frustrated, then they get their Patrick Teahan group to have a good time, coming and getting upset at and upset together. And that's why we don't always all hang out, because some people, they don't like to hang out with the chirpy ones of us, and I get it. There are people I've been like, okay, look, just let me know. If I'm annoying you, I'll leave. One of my friends, he's like, don't say that anymore. I won't. I say, yeah, you say that, but I don't know, because I know you. So I'm just letting you know. You can tell me, shoo, I don't want to see you today, Maria, and I'll be okay with that. He's one of my special friends, and I hope he's doing well. He's one of my friends who... Well, let me leave that one alone. Empowered feminines, we make promises and we then keep them. And so that's why we learn how to navigate our different our lovely oversoul bunch of people. And not all of them want to get empowered, but they're going to keep living their life like Pinocchio, except for on that island. That's all. So some become Pinocchios and some stay Pinocchio, and some go on the island, and then some come in and out, and So there's a deal for now. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. See you again soon.